Cześć, tutaj Kuba, witam Was w kolejnym odcinku. Dzisiaj troszkę inaczej, bo pierwszy odcinek po angielsku. Agnieszka rozmawiała z Nadią, która ma startup OMME. Zajmują się diagnostyką zdrowia psychicznego, wykorzystując przy tym sztuczną inteligencję. Zapraszam Was do słuchania, bardzo ciekawa rozmowa.
Okay, so here we start. I'm here with Nadia Damkovskaya.
Yeah. The pronunciation is right. Yeah, we managed to do that.
The CEO of OMME.
OMME, yeah.
Is this
Good,
great? Perfect. So, could you first the simplest and the most necessary question? So, could you try to explain as simple as possible what OMME is?
OMME, it's your first friend for every day maintaining your well-being, but not only like casual well-being, but a mental well-being. And yeah, there is the highlighted point of this application that we works with mental well-being. It's not fitness, it's not workouts, it's not nutrition and so on. It's about your everyday like regular routine being in a good mood, and it's all named like mental well-being.
And where does the name come from?
OMME, to be honest, there are two legends about that. The first one is about OMME sounds like a usual yoga acronym of meditational, how to say, it's in Indian Sanskrit language, it's like Om, meditation sound, and it means the sound of universe, Om. But the second legend was created by our technicians, more technical-minded people. So they say that it's like Omni mental well-being. It's like Omni, Omni technical device, which consists of different kinds of solutions, but all of them are for your mental well-being.
Okay, so is this a phone app?
It's phone app, yeah.
Okay.
Application.
And do you use it?
It's not already ready. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is the main point of my everyday's thinking about that, because I really want to create something very unusual and, to be honest, revolutionary in psychology world solution. And it's quite difficult because of the how to say, people who working in psychology right now sometimes not ready to understand that the world is changing, that AI solutions are more comprehensive, more skillful, more useful for some kind of diseases, as well as anxiety or some other mental well-being problems. And for some reason, yeah, we have some stoppers from scientific society about pushing our idea of AI companion in mental health. That's why right now we are in R&D stage, and we are working into implementing our main methodology into architecture and to launch our application to the global market.
And what is the most important for you? What are the key features of your dreamed app?
The most important for me just to implement and to make my dream about mental well-being companion life, because the story was begun with my own experience of being a person addicted to well-being. I am the person who's only working 5 years in this field, but have experienced more than 5 years. And my own problem was when I was in a deep depression, and I think that everybody in our life was in that kind of situation. It's not like some rare one situation. I was so deeply hesitated what to do. I was deeply lost in understanding what is the right solution, how to solve my own problem. So I was so frustrated at being in that situation. So when I felt more energetic and solved my depression, how to say, illness, maybe it's not illness, but medical sphere, depression, it's a state of illness, so we can say like that. I understood that I want to create something very easy to use for everyone, not only to threat, but to prevent some kind of mental diseases, because our mental health is something very close to our physical health, and it's completed. It's created by our everyday steps, what we do in an everyday routine type of. The same story with the mental health. We need to do every day some small steps for feeling happy, for feeling better, or for feeling energetic. And when I realized that, I understood that there is so small variety of like medicals or just possible ways how to solve it. So I've decided to create my own. So for me, there is no like main killer features. For me, it is a main killer feature to create very useful and very easy to work with solution which can diagnose my state, which can find something just for me, very customly, proposing me something which will help only for me right now, in this situation, in this time, not tomorrow, not yesterday, but right now. And it's a challenge for me right now.
So what is your suggestion for that? So how would you actually resolve the issue that you're talking about right now? How do you actually find out? How do you make it happen so that the app actually knows what's going on?
I don't think that is some surprise for all of us, but our devices know about us, everything we really don't know about ourselves. That means that human, like, maybe it will be very simply, and I worried to simplify this topic, but we are the mixture of some algorithms, and it depends on some it depends on us, and it depends on the algorithms. How does it works? How does we feel? Or what do we feel, or how we react, and so on. So the main technique we use in our solution is to learn about customer so much that we have all information to make very simple but very clear diagnosis of his state. We can know what he feels, what he will feel after a week, months, year, and so on. We can prevent some medical and mental diseases or states, and so on. We can count what could happen if he do like that, or he do something other way. And we know it's from three types of getting information. First of all, it's onboarding testings, and there is a hidden technique when we, with a very game-specific way, asking person about his characteristics, about his preferences, and so on. So we're trying to get some information just from the very beginning. But the major part where we get the more information than in any other ways. It's learning from his behavioral patterns inside of application. So application is constructed that way that the customer really could not even understand that he is testing right now, but he is doing actions we want and we can analyze to make our own results. And the third way of getting some information, it's our any wearable devices like our watches, iHealth applications and so on. Even if the person can add some medical information or his laboratory analysis from his, family doctor and so on, it will be calculated and we can get results from that. And with mixture of that, we get so much information that it really makes us stand on from other competitors, and we really think that it could be a mental health revolution, because all the mental health theories are existing right now. They are all based on two main branches, like we know Jung branch and Freud branch, and all the modern psychology techniques, they are like just branch from the branch. They are grown from these two main roots, but there was never analysis of the personal psychology world when we can calculate, when we can get to our attention so much behavioral, biological, physical, mental, psychological information. So yeah, there is a reason why we think that it could be a mental health revolution, because as you can know, it's called, as I understand, as I remember, it's a Google solution. It's called Watson. It's electronical doctor which calculate and collect all the information you could get from your internet behavior, online behavior, and so on. And it's a really revolutionary solution in a common medicine, but we have never thought about our physical world. And accordingly to mental health, it's not a taboo, because we all start to understand that it's not something when you feel not good, and it's not something which you think you should think about when you really feel bad. It's something very natural you should think about right now. That is the reason why we think that stars are in one line just to create this solution like OMME.
So is it really technologically advanced to develop? Is it very advanced? I mean, is it more than average advanced? Because from what you are saying, it's really hard for me to imagine putting it into a mechanism. So could you tell me more about that?
The main question here is how we will work with all the databases, because the main feature and the gold of that, the treasure of that architecture is a specific way of analysis of this data, and there will be the main intellectual property hidden here in the specific way how to translate all this body language, psychology language into some results we could work with.
So, because from what I understood, you have more of a psychology background. So, was it difficult to find people that would take on the challenge and try to put into the reality the idea that you're explaining right now?
Very good question. Yeah, I understand what you're talking about. To be honest, I'm not with psychology basis, but I'm I'm an entrepreneur. So I worked with wellbeing, and I was the one who was created courses for everyday wellbeing. I had some online courses. I had some products. They are in a food stack and so on. And yeah, it's a first time IT solution. But answering to your question, I could say yes or no and no in the same time, because it was not difficult to find people who understood the value of the mental health, because we all know that the war started a year ago, showed that we are not the iron people. We can feel emotions, we can suffer from the news and so on. So all the people around, even professionals and people who working with computer day and night and do not even look into news, we all understood that mental health is something we really need to think about. But at the same time, it's quite difficult to overcome the barriers society has when you want to work with mental health, because yes, there is like a stigma sometimes in some very older communities, older societies, when people think that it's not too polite to speak about your mental disadvantages or about your bad mood, because it's not okay. And it's quite a popular story in Nordic countries. When people are more cold, it's like more usual for them to not to show their emotions and so on. So for this reason, sometimes it's quite difficult to explain people that this project will have success and it will be popular, because they are more common, they are used to think that mental health is not for everybody. And when you show in the numbers of Thompson Solms him, when you can show the total addressable market and it's very big, it's huge, only after that they understand that mental health, it's a golden sphere. Yes, we can think about, let's work together. Yes. It works like that.
So having this beautiful idea in mind, how do you monetize such beautiful ideas? So what is your business model? It's not really easy to, I guess, sometimes find financial streams connected and morally, I think, ethically connected to mental health. It's also quite of a, I think, double-sided, right, sword sometimes. So how do you ethically think about, of course, gaining profit?
Mm-hmm. I understand your question, and when I first time thought about some ethical questions of that topic, I've decided to separate the mental health which I'm working with into two branches. So I have a mental health foundation. It's NGO fund. So when we speak about some charity support, I can address people to that foundation and we can help them. But when we talk about some everyday help, everyday diagnosis, and everyday giving to you some medically and science-based advantage, science-based solutions, it costs and people are ready to pay for that, because it's like how to have everyday therapy session. Therapy sessions in Europe costs per 30 euros to 80 euros. It's a middle cost for Europe. In America, it costs $80 per $200 just for 1 hour of therapy. So if we can propose for your everyday AI therapy with a person or avatar who is supporting you 24 hours for 7, application for only $62 per year, it's worth it. It's worth it because it will work the same kind of like usual offline therapist.
So you're thinking about a subscription model?
It will be freemium model, so there will be some free features. A person can use it. Right now we think that it will be a diagnosis, because diagnosis, it's just something every person needs to have, and when person will have desire to go deeper and to solve his problems, it will be inside of the premium features.
So have you gained some financing, and what is the most costly thing about developing your app?
We are just started to raise. And to be honest, we just started to get us acquainted with some Polish VC ecosystem and European VC ecosystem, and the main problem is to collect the usual and right minimal level of the scientific approvals, because we really want to make this product not only like blah blah thing, which like just for off topic. 2 weeks ago, I've got to Instagram advertising. It was about some solution where you can put your finger into your camera screen and it will analyze your stress level. It works like that. And yes, there could be some reason to believe that it works, but only people who are inside of this topic will understand that it's totally fake. It's not works, because sometimes when your lightning is close to your camera and you put it inside, so camera can detect your veins inside of your finger, and it could like measure your pulse, something like that. But in this advertising, in this application, it was not like that. So it's not working. It's just faking. And I followed this advertising and understood that it have subscribers. It has so much subscribers and followers, so people believe that. Fuck. Really, people just they eat in that and they think that it's true. And we don't want to do the same story. We want to have a lot of science approval. So we collecting 4 reviews right now. And accordingly to our step-by-step strategy, first of all, we have to collect the more reviews we can collect from the whole Europe, from the WHO, the World Health Organization, from the governmental and insurance associations from Europe. And only after that, we are ready to raise our money. Because before that, what will be the difference from us, between us and that example I've told you about? It was so surprisingly, and to be honest, even me working in that field, I did not understand where they fake it before I've showed that to my CTO, because he was more in this topic and he described me that it's not working like that. It's not really could show something about your health at all. And I thought, how many people in the world are being in this lie and believing that it works? Maybe the effect of placebo works for them. Maybe it could be. But I don't want to do the same thing. So that's why right now it's the most difficult part, just to get science approvals as much as we can.
So about credibility, apart from your CTO, who clearly advises you, who else does it? Where do you get the holy grail of information and advice when it comes to developing your business?
Thanks God, that is the second reason why I'm really blessed by having a foundation, because in my foundation, working with mental health, we have a good, very big base of the science, psychologists, science/psychologists who are experienced doing some advanced examinations or how to help us to create this methodology. Secondly, we have our own experience, and it's experience from my previous projects and from foundation. So we have some base of some people's stories of some cases, how they solved or not. And sure, we are collecting advisory board right now. It will be collected from people who are leaders in this field of mental health, who are speakers of their own podcasts. Now we are discussing or negotiating with some person who is it's from technical sphere. We negotiating with a person who was created domestic but very popular neuroscience machine learning based solution in his European country. So yes, for now we are hiring. And every day we are inviting some different people to come to us and to show what they want. And it's, I can put this challenge into third place, I can say so, after getting some scientific approvals. The challenge to get the best people from this field in Europe to create this solution. Because as I've said before, not everybody understands the popularity and the importance of the topic, but after they see the numbers and the financial model and something like that, they understand. But there is not so much huge examples in Europe when people can look into that like benchmarks and to say, yes, we know them, and yes, we want to create something made by us.
And do you have some kind of other barriers to overcome? And what are the risks connected with your business that you also have to take into account?
The risks, it's economical crisis, first one, because unfortunately in our culture, in our European, we can say Western European or Central European countries, unfortunately mental health is not in the packet of everyday usual needs. We can say if the war started, sometimes people used to think that mental health is something you should think about when you feel deeply in depression, or just when you are in some very bad situation or something like that. It's not like to break your leg. When you have to run into this solution and to say to your doctor, please help me. It's not the same. People are used to not even to understand how do they work inside of them. And unfortunately in our schools, it's not a usual thing to explain people how their inner world works. So I see it a main problem for our business to learn people, to teach people that mental health is something you should work with in everyday life. No, do not learn a math in the school, or do not learn grammar. Sorry, all the teachers who will listen to that podcast. I don't want to underestimate your your work, but I really think that it will be much more better when schools will add to their programs something about mental health culture. And there is a big reason why our market is not so big we want to be. Because people are not used to think that it's so important how to, to buy food for everyday life.
And are you able to provide some numbers when it comes to mental health in Europe? Do you know how many people, for example, struggles with mental health? Any numbers you've come across?
The WHO report of the first quarter of 2033 year, it's every fourth citizen of the world is struggling from the mental disease. It's just the most fresh reports of the WHO World Health Organization.
Shocking.
Shocking, yeah.
And if you were to convince a person that really thinks that you should stay tough and just not think about how you feel all the time, what would you say to the person to convince that mental health is something that would really improve their quality of life and maybe enable to open yourself to some unexpected possibility?
I think the fastest way how to make the people understand is just to educate them, just to show and to explain them how it works. Because when we have a biology course in school, biology lessons in school, we learned from these lessons that we have heads, 2 hands, and our legs are for that, our hands are for that, and working like that. But nobody saw that it will be so much important to discuss or to educate people about their mental characteristics. So I think that the first solution or the first example how to provide more mental health into everyday life of our community, our society, is just to educate and to show example. Because sometimes I really find that people who think that they should not ever cry, that they are losers if they are in a bad mood, that they are bad friends if they don't want to communicate with somebody or just stay at home or something like that. There is so much stereotypes around of us, and they spoiling our day, our life every day, just making us thinking that we are not good, we are bad in something or something like that. But it's not like that. We are normal. We all are normal. And I want to make it like a highlighted statement of all my speech. We all are okay. Our emotion is okay. The main question is what was the reason of that emotion and what that emotion flows us to, what it will put us into. Because all the emotions, it's very natural, like to have, as I said, legs or hands. It's just language of our body, and there is no shame to feel something. There is no shame to cry, even when men cry or a woman just like being like an iron lady or something like that. We all can have emotions, and it's okay.
And with OMME, where are you currently at? So what are you working on this week?
Good question, because 2 weeks ago I've changed the planning day in a week to Monday, Tuesday, Thursday to Thursday, and we're starting our weeks with Thursday planning. We changed them from Monday because accordingly to the latest science solutions, Monday is not a very good day just for planning your future week, and it's not so effectively as to make this planning into Thursday. So today is Wednesday, and I'm trying to remind what is in my week schedule. First of all, it's go-to-market strategy. Because right now I'm CEO and CMO in one face and one person. So today I was working with go-to-market strategy, and we have an hour talking with my fundraising consultant about the place for incorporation. Because right now, in the moment, we don't have any incorporation place, and we don't have official form of existing, and we are like I don't know how to say. we like a piece of paper flying in the wind from side to side, trying to negotiate with one investor who want us to be incorporated in USA. Another one wants us to be incorporated in Europe. And we're trying to understand where is the right and the better way. So it is the most nervous thing in my my role of CEO. And sometimes it takes too much of energy. So today I just wanted to be a CMO part of me and to put all this thinkings about incorporation away just for one day.
I see. So maybe let's switch to the bigger projection. So can you try to answer how much time and how much money will it take to finish it all, to have a ready product to be ready to sell?
We already know the estimated amount of money we need to make a full ending product. So the final product will be created in the third year. And we know that it will be cost 3 billions. It's not too much for that kind of solution because we know when we will come to our burnout rate and when we will get our own money to support ourselves without any investments. So, but for the first step, we rising 790 euros, thousand of euros, and the final state will be ready MVP with traction and 4,500 MAU per month.
One personal question: where are you from?
Belarus.
And
But to be honest, I want to say that I'm half, and with my soul, I'm half of Ukrainian, because the previous 2 years before the war started, I was in Ukraine. That's the beginning of my story of depression, because I was one of the people who was refugee from the country in the first days of war. That's why I really understand what is a deep depression is. And with my experience of doing business, 12 years of experience of making products and 5 years in well-being, I really wanted to create something for people.
And in what time did the idea of the app emerged?
Maybe after the New Year, because it was a time when I was finishing the charity project for helping for Ukrainian refugees. And it was a time for making some results or analyzing some results of the year. I finished that project, understood that we helped 660 people just for charity and volunteering work. But then I understood that we can do better. We can help much more people. And the solution will be at making this help more automatic based, like more the less human based, the more machine based, because the human have the limits how much people he can serve. But the solution like AI companion, he will help you 24 hours per week. And it's the total addressable market, as we can count right now, so big that it counts like 534 billions for 2030 year. It's a moment to start your well-being applications. Like if someone listening who is gonna do something in the mental or just eye health, it's your moment. Take it, because market is ready, and for estimations, prognose, like with all the forecasts say that the market will be very big.
And I ask you this question because I wondered, how is it like for a person who came to Poland quite recently? How is it like to build a business here? What is your experience?
Fucking good question. Because I don't think that there is some difference to come to Poland or some other country. It all depends on you, how strong you are to rise again after your full and total burning out. For me, it was a very big challenge because all the previous years I was experienced high level, rich businessman with all the businesses made in Ukraine and other 9 countries I worked before. That is the reason why maybe I was not surprised to come in another country, because I had experience working with other cultures and so on. But when you get to another country and you have to start again, not because of your own decision, but because of some circumstances came abroad and pushed you into another country, it's quite difficult. Because first of all, you have to raise your own energy and desire to not only to leave, but to wake up and to motivate the whole team, you have. And I really appreciate being here, and after a year being here, I want to say that I really think that Poland is a very good country for startups, because the field of associations, of accelerators, of the people who are ready to support you is very rich. There is so much opportunities for you to start, even if you haven't ever worked with some startups ever. And I really realized that I'm so lucky to be here. I'm so lucky to be right here, right now, to have that idea. Like I'm blessed from the God, to some angels looking at me right now and saying, Nadia, it's a gift for your struggles. Just take it right now. Because there is so much people who are open like you. I see your eyes right now and you're ready to listen to me. And I understand that it's sometimes for a startup owner or for creator, the most important thing is to find such interested at your idea eyes, who are looking at you, who really wants to listen to you. And it's encouraging, it's inspiring, but what is more important for founder than people who inspiring him just only with listening? It's worth the world.
And how do you build business relationships with Polish people? Is it somehow different?
I think that relations with Polish people are not so much different from European people, but they're different from from Eastern Europe people, really, because people from Belarus, maybe from a northern part of Europe, are more closed. It's quite difficult to have a small talk, just like a first handshake, to make an elevator pitch, or to describe them, who are you, or just what are you doing here? And sometimes they could look at you because you're a woman, you're a girl, you have some appearance, and you're looking nice, sexy, or something like that. They don't even want to speak about business with you. It's quite difficult to break this barrier talking with people. But European-minded people, as in Poland are, they are more oriented to understand your idea. They are more oriented to make business, no matter who are you, where are you from, what gender you are, even if you're non-binary or something, some other gender. It's even do not have any matters for them. And sure, it's easier to have a first contact and to describe, to find someone's time to discuss your idea or something like that. That's why it's more easier to start something here than in Eastern Europe, really.
I have 2 more questions. until we end as the time runs out. But I really did wonder because you seem to be a person that builds their career upon being an individual entrepreneur, right? Can you imagine yourself working from 9 to 5?
I had such experience. It's not very good, to be honest. But I can understand people who are working on a schedule, kind of working, who is being employed by someone and working in corporations. But for me, it's much more interesting to have everyday challenges created by my own, by myself, because I'm a challenging type of person. It's not for everyone. It's not for people who want more comfort in the life. But for me, it's better. And I had experience of working like an employee. It was in Ukraine 2 years ago. I had 1.5 year being a manager of some corporation. It was quite difficult because when you have only entrepreneurial experience, you are ready to be a leader. You born to be a leader. You born to have new ideas and to implement them, to be fast, to be not in the system when you have to communicate with all the system you have just to make some mark as, yeah, you can do that, or just to have an allowance, to be allowed to make another step. It was quite difficult. It was very difficult, and my example was unsuccessful. But from another side, I had so much experience how to manage with my own team, and that experience of working into someone else's business showed me a lot how I want to talk, to work, to manage with my own team. I've learned so much. And now I understand what kind of people I want to be in my team. And I create my own rules in my team. And I really want our team to be a family-like, not to be just workers and just some, I don't know this word in English, some small system item or something like that. I want them to be proud of being here in this team and to be proud every day of what they're doing. And it's all the lesson I get from the being employed.
The best and the worst part of working in startup?
The best part, it's to understand that you really following your mission, that you're really doing something which is changing the world. And for me, it's a highly essential thing. Every day I understand that I'm changing the world. It's my mission or the goal for waking up every day. It drives me. It makes me crazy sometimes because I really understand that all my troubles, all my sufferings are worth of that. But the worst thing, it's to be in unstoppable, terrific uncomfort without any possibility to do some plans for tomorrow, even for the next hour, because all changing so fastly, and you are like a sportsman in Olympic Games who are trying to flow in a board. You have to you have to think about so much things, and they all are so changing. So you have to be so flexible. Then it takes very much of your energy and your mental energy. And sometimes it's hard. And yeah, I surely think that it's not for everyone. But for me, it's worth it.
If you had to give one advice for a person who has a lot of ideas but really doesn't know how to pursue any of it, what would you say?
The advice for person who don't know what sorry, can you repeat?
They have an idea
Mm-hmm.
of a business, but they don't know where to start with. What is the most important thing that you have actually learned during this whole journey?
To be honest, maybe the most easy way how to create a new idea right now in our modern society, and I'm talking like a person who is creating AI generated companion, is to dive into ChatGPT and work with that, because everything you need to know are created early. And as I remember from my university studying, there was a phrase like the author is dead, because everything you want to create is early created. And the good book for it, for creators who don't know what to start with, is called Stole Like Painter. It was about search and look the world around you and notice the things you need to collect into your idea. Just to be with open eyes, look what is happening around, dive into online, search for some examples. Just Google it, please. Start with that. And then do not be afraid of speaking with people around you, because in some Eastern kind of cultures, it's not so common to speak about your plans, because someone can say that it's for bad luck. You can spoil your success when you speak about your plans to everybody. It's not for startup field. I'm really sure that it's not for startup field, because if you want to do something, tell about that. Tell about your mother, your brother, your friend, the friend of your friend, and so on, because they will always be somebody who will know how to implement it, who will help you with some advice, and just give you a small tip, but the tip will change everything.
The wisdom is in people that surround you, I would say, based on what you said.
To be open to share your idea. Do not afraid to talk about that, to share it, and to be open to new knowledges, because just for the records, I was started with different idea I have today, because I was started with neuroscientific analysis of your social medias. And I wanted to make analysis from your social media about your mental health. The idea was that, but it's changed in a very big way. Only because I was talking with some different people, and some people who were deeper than me in some technical field. They told me that it's not working like that.
Okay, so we've reached the end. Thank you, Nadia, for sharing so many things with us. I'm very glad that we have had you here.
And thank you for your attentive eyes. As I've told you, it's very important for somebody to just be listened, and to have that attentive and strongly looking at you eyes to discuss something very important for people.
That was Nadia Damkovskaya. Sorry, once again, Nadia Damkovskaya.
You're right. Yeah.
Damkovskaya.
Yeah.
So with Y?
Yeah, Damkovskaya.
Damkovskaya. So that was Nadia Damkovskaya from OMME.
Yeah.
Thank
you so much.
Zanim jeszcze wyłączysz, to zapraszam Cię do newslettera pracujwstartupie.com. Dzięki niemu dowiesz się, dlaczego związać się z branżą startupową, jak wybrać dla siebie odpowiedni startup i jak zrobić zawrotną karierę w branży startupowej. Dostaniesz dostęp do jobboardu z aktualnymi ofertami pracy w najciekawszych europejskich startupach. Dołącz do Pracuj w Startupie, aby znaleźć pracę, poznać inspirujące historie i odjechane startupy. Wyprzedź konkurencję i pokaż swój talent. Partnerem podcastu jest Inkubator Uniwersytetu Warszawskiego, który pomaga w tworzeniu autorskich projektów od etapu pomysłu do wdrożenia. Więcej dowiecie się na stronie iuw.edu.pl.